Well, it is the Tuesday after shooting that TX Precision match. Didn't really go as I planned. That gun you see behind me, I use that barrel to action. It's a 29-inch 25 Creed. Shooting that with a 9-inch can on the end is just unmanageable. That's definitely not happening again. Decided to make a little change. Went ahead and swapped the scope and action over to, let's do it this way, over to the Remington. You know, it's a 67 action, so it's had some miles on it. It's got, you know, it's well broke in. There's Crown Ridge barrels 6XC on this thing. I mean, an overall package, it's, I don't know if you can see that, it is noticeably shorter than the 25 Creed. So I think we're gonna start loading for this thing. Been a little while since I've shot it. The last time I brought it out was three months ago or so. I loaded up about 20-ish rounds of some D-Tacs that I picked up. I don't even remember when I picked these up, but they're ones with the nose ring and their coating. So barrel's not terribly worn out. It should still have a good bit of life left in it. I think I'm gonna run this at Silent Night though. It's just less recoil. It's a hell of a lot shorter though. And I think it'll make for a whole, you know, more manageable package while shooting at night with no illumination and probably a whole lot of praying. So I've got, shit helps if you don't drop it. I've got some of these. I'm gonna roll some trigger cam footage, assuming that it pulls up. I'm gonna roll some trigger cam footage of taking these to the range, and we're gonna see what ends up shooting best. Probably gonna forget to record the best group, you know, as one does, but I'll try to pop up a target picture and we'll be back after that. Well, that went a lot better than kind of expected. I had 20 loaded up from a charge weight that I've had loaded for probably a month now. Totally forgot what it was. And then I loaded another batch about a grain over what my usual load is with 108s with H4350, just to kind of see where, you know, velocity ballpark is going to be. Naturally, the stuff that I loaded months ago that I forgot about shot the best and had a really good, you know, velocity. I think ES was like 19, SD like 8 or something. I'll pop up a picture of it if I can find it. But I saved one from that group. I mean, it was a 9-shot group that I put, and it was under half an inch. That's acceptable for PRS. No complaints there. So I didn't shoot that last one. I think we're gonna go pull this bullet, see what we get off the scale, and load up about 200 and call it ready for that match. Alright, so got old Reliable out. I think we're just going to smack her in. Alright, so we're just going to take our bucket of brass and a little alcohol lanolin mixture. Give it a little shake. Alright, so I just went ahead and dumped that all out in a little bucket. Helps if we swap to a die. I'm just gonna get some of this stuff ready to go. Yeah, probably shouldn't have done that. Fuck it. What's one primer? need to all be sized and deprimed. I'll go ahead and swap over to 6mm mandrel. That didn't feel good. There we go. Run them all again. I usually like to size these 4 to 5 thousandths under loaded diameter, so I can get at least 2 to 3 thousandths expansion with my mandrel. I know that usually makes full contact all the way on the ID of this case neck. It has a little different feel. It does kind of should use a decent amount of lube when you're doing something like that. But hitting the whole thing with this lanolin, it gets so sticky on the inside of that mandrel. I haven't had it gall up any necks as of yet, and we're, whoo, man, 3,000 or 4,000 rounds on this mandrel alone using this method. So I'm getting fairly confident in it. Yeah, I'll be back when we get closer to done with all these 40 or whatever it is. Alright, so we'll come to a conclusion on these last couple of pieces. Next thing I like to do in my process is right after mandreling, I'm going to take them over here to the cobbled together chamfer and deburr station. It's nowhere close to fancy, but by God, it works its ass off. Just gonna take all these, no particular reason other than it feels right. Do the outside, do the inside, on to the next. Roll outside, inside, on to the next. And we're gonna do that for the next 43 pieces. Alright, so our initial little segment of brass prep done. It's all been sized, mandreled, chamfered, looks beautiful. I'm just gonna go ahead and dump some primers in these things and get to dropping powder. It's going a heck of a lot faster than I expected, but see how she goes. Alright, that's everything primed, so it's time to, if I can get this thing all closed up, transition this bad boy over to seat and bullets. We'll get the auto trickler set up and get to rocking. So little birdie informed me that I probably shouldn't be sharing charge weights on YouTube. So if you figure that out, use at your own risk. I'm not liable. It is what it is. Don't do it. Okay, so my whole thing, speed this process up, even if it's by just a little bit. I get about 5 of them going on that block. Oh, that one decided to overthrow. Let's tune that in a little tiny bit. See the bullet, let it go. Usually you get to this point and next charge is a few seconds away. I had to adjust it, so it's got to unfuck itself for a little bit. But we go. Dump a charge, move the funnel, drop that, grab a case, grab a bullet. This one's coming up here real soon, be ready to go. Thought about getting an Ingenuity for this thing. It's just a touch slow. It's not always the most accurate thing. It's a genius design for its time, but its time has came and gone. I think it's time to start experimenting with some new stuff. Alright, coming up here on the last few to drop and seat, and we shall be done with this little batch of ammo. Probably end up using these for truing data out when I get to that range, checking velocity, doing a little barrel heat up in the morning maybe, just checking zero. You know, call them sighters, blow-offs, who knows. Who knows sounds like a good name to, good little thing to put on the box for these, but yeah, that's 43 rounds of great value precision ammo right there. And there you are. That's my whole process for start to finish, from fired to loaded. Didn't take but maybe 30 minutes to load up all these, and we only got another 200 to go before we're all ready to roll out to that match. Let's see. Oh, that's gonna work. Hope y'all enjoyed this one. We'll definitely be back for some more. I don't know if anybody really cares to watch how I do things, but you clicked on the video.